Hi, everybody. I'm Ronnie Shaver from Ronnie's Garage in Southern California. And this is our monthly technical seminar via Zoom. So what we're going to do is we're going to go through this list. It's going to be on a 53R type. Here's one of the shocks. As you can see, it's wet. So it's leaking. I'm going to show you how to check the levels on those. These have a stop also in here. As you can see, it's kind of mushy. It's falling off right there. That's a rebound stop. So when you go, the axle comes down. There's a rubber stop there, so this doesn't bang against the metal and break anything in here. It's got to stop here. You got bushings in here. This has gators on it still. Look at that. Right? The gators are leather covers that keep the elements out of the springs and keep any kind of lubrication you may have in the springs in there. You're supposed to pack them in grease. This shock is dry. Well, somewhat. See, there's a little bit of fluid right there. So either it's dry and full or dry and empty. We don't know until we start to add fluid. Here's the differential plug. I'm going to go ahead and pull that out so that we can check the level. We use that same tool as we did for the engine oil drain plug. Get rid of my pointer. It's also my magic wand. You see this at all? I can get some other lights. No, every time I look at the camera, that blinds you. I don't wear that anymore. I used to have a bicycle helmet. Steve was joking with me that I fabricated and mounted a lamp to. And the reason I went to a bicycle helmet is I used to have it on a baseball cap, but the cap blocked my vision, so I was always bumping my head. See, that one's full. So that's good. So I did it to a bicycle helmet so that every time I hit something, it wouldn't hurt. Stop working on cars all the time. I might have to redo that. So that one's full. So this old car has lots of buildup on it, and that's normal. The next thing we're going to do here is we're going to lubricate. I'm not prepared, sorry folks. I'm going to lubricate the drive shaft U-joints. Let me go get my grease gun. There are Zerk grease fittings. I don't know if you can see it. You can't see it from that side, but there's a little fitting right there. And you pump grease into it until you hear it. You heard that? I don't know if you guys heard that. The grease will start to come out the seals. That's when you stop. This one, oops, sorry. Now I'm going to, there's a slip joint, just a few pumps on that. There's another joint in here. Hear that? And then there's one more up here. Hard to see. There's the grease joint. All right, there's the grease. There is one hose back here that's prone to failure. It's a little, this one is a flex hose, you can see. This one's been replaced. And that connects to a little pump inside the transmission, and it goes to the rear shocks. These have a ride control function. It's one of the levers on the steering. This is an R-type, so there's only one lever. A Mark 6 will have 3 levers, but one of them is ride control. And what that does is it adjusts the rear shock's damping effectiveness. So, and the Silver Cloud has a similar thing. It's just a switch. It's either soft or hard. So the hard or the harder ride setting will minimize sway on country roads. That's what I've read. And also if you have extra weight in the car as passengers, you'll need that extra damping effect. Not all of them work. They have hoses that go back here. There should be a hard pipe right here. That's to the ride control pump. The flex hoses on the transmission. The Silver Cloud, the later version, they just have a solenoid, electric solenoid. So that's that. You want to tighten all the oil pan bolts. I'm not going to do it all right now because we're going to run out of time. I always secure the oil pan bolts. Always secure the oil level sender bolts. On these, from underneath, no, I'll do those from the top. But the 6-cylinder engine has side covers for the exhaust valves. And they have cork gaskets, and they need to be secured during the service also. They will loosen up. They have aluminum washers, cork gaskets, everything. The time will just relax. So what else do we do under here? It's good to, let me get my oil. Everything's in another spot today. Oh, here we go. I usually, all these little linkages, factory says you should lubricate them. What I've always seen in the past, cars that have been to other places, dealer included, is guys will just take a brush and put some grease on the outside. To me, that's not getting into the joints. I prefer this. I use the Tri-Flow. It's a bicycle chain lubricant. Can you read it? Thanks. Sorry if it's, lighting is one of the hardest things to do in this kind of stuff. So I'm trying to light it so I can see it, and it's too bright for the camera. So I'm lubing all these joints. A little bit of this. It smells good too. I like the smell of this stuff. Okay, this is all part of maintenance. I've taken these brake linkages apart before where they were rusted solid because they've never been lubricated, never been apart. When I take things apart and put them together, I'll put grease inside the joint. That's the best place for it, not outside. The only thing the outside might do is to keep water from getting in, but we live in Southern California, so roads don't get wet very often. Okay, so now what we're going to do is we're going to lower the car halfway, and I'm going to pull 2 wheels off, and we're going to look at the brakes. That's part of the brake inspection. We're going to have to take the hubcaps off, or they call them wheel discs. And there's a special tool for that. Most of these cars will come with it. It's in the boot, in the tool area. These do not pop off or pry off like more modern cars. They're held on with a big nut in the center. And it is regular right-hand thread, so unless it's over tightened, you should be able to just unscrew it. The wheel covers are multiple pieces, so you have to be careful when you take them off. They're flying off on you. As you can see, they're supposed to have a ring on here to hold that in there. This has a rubber seal in there. See that? Keep it from rattling. There's that one. Pull off the rear one while we're at it. I've found that as a mechanic, I'm much more efficient if I do whatever I have to do with the same tool in my hand all the way around. So today we're just going to do one side of this car just so for demonstration purposes. Okay, so there's the separation. There are rubber stops here, bumpers, that all this lays against. And you can see a couple of deteriorated. Next, we'll pull the wheels. These cars have left-hand threads on the left side and right-hand threads on the right side. They are brass nuts, torqued to 55 pounds. This is left, so I gotta go right. Right is off on the left side. That's an iconic sound, isn't it? Makes you think of Jiffy Lube or something. Tools in my hand, I'm gonna go do the other one.